Jyotish. So, my name is Pragya. I am the manager for the analytics solutions team in Novo Nordisk GBS, Bangalore. And I think you already met Has from my team who has taken evaluated you technically. So, for this particular role, you will be working closely with them for the Northwest Europe region as a data modeler, wherein we need expertise with data modeling and Power BI also, because we have everything in ClickSense. Like we had something called Lake Victoria, which was connected to uh, ClickSense dashboards. Now it is changing to something called CDP, which is in AWS and Snowflake, and on top of that, it is with Power BI. So that's when everybody are working. So when I say migration, it is not a one-to-one direct mapping. There are some dashboards which will go redundant because they might have repetitive KPIs. So they will build some dashboards with the new reports with Power BI, and right now the data modeling is going on, and there we need extra hands. That's when you will be, you are shortlisted. So you can meet Jyotish here. Jyotish is an architect in the team. He can introduce himself, and we will have some discussions around that, and then based on that, we'll let you know.
Sure.
So yeah, over to you, Jyotish.
Hi, Jyotish.
So, my name is Jyotish. So, I basically work as a BI architect in TechCast team. So, I basically work on different BI tools like ClickSense, Power BI, Tableau, and those are my skill sets right now. And I believe you also are aware this is going to be slightly technical in discussion as well, along with more discussions on the business front as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Prakash I can start, right?
Yes, you can start. Maybe she can introduce herself on her skills and on the work that she is doing, and also in general some personal things like anything. And then after that we can start.
Okay, thank you for having me. My name I have completed and I do have total 5.8 years experience into Power BI and SQL. In my past project, I have handled multiple projects like sales, insurance, banking, HR, and my in my last company, I was more into HR project, and the last project was into medical domain. I have joined in 2020 as a data analyst, and then I worked there into multiple projects like banking, sales, insurance, and so many projects into HR. I worked there until 2020. There I was handling a medical domain project. So my project was basically for the Netherlands based. So they were into manufacturing of medical equipment. So they were basically specifically into neuro and sensory. So we were building a analytical solution that gives insight about the product performance, like licensing of software, risk analysis, security of application. For that we were using import mode, and the data source was SQL, Jira, and the GitHub. And for the KPI we show high, medium, low performances for Black Duck and Coverity. So Black Duck and Coverity were the two software where all whatever the products they had. So all the product performance for coming into the Black Duck and Coverity. So that product and that performance I have to show into my dashboard. So for Jira, from the Jira I was getting the data for the task assigned. For dating, for that I was showing the stack bar like a trending chart there, where I was showing the time wise performance, like weekly wise performance there, how many tasks is pending, how many done. For that I was using the slicer as well for the same visualization. And for the high, medium, low performances for the Black Duck and Coverity, I was using stake bar chart for showing their performance. If you talk about my skills, so I'm highly skilled in using Power BI for the visualization analysis. So this include interactive report, dashboard connecting to the various data sources, including like a SQL database, and implementing complex transformation and calculation of using DEX. And for SQL, I have deep understanding of the SQL, including complex query optimization technique and the database design principle. So I'm proficient in writing advanced SQL queries to extract, manipulate, or summarize data or relation database.
Super. Thanks for the brief overview. Maybe I think we quickly will do one thing. I will just share a sample data with you.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the same project by dimension, right? Let's try to take an example from the project itself. So you spoke about there are multiple products in the company, right? And you used to track the sales of that one. Now I'm just sharing some data over here in the chat. Okay, maybe what we can do. So what are you comfortable with, writing a DAX function or solving that in SQL? What would you prefer?
I'm okay with the both queries. I can write the both queries there.
Okay, so maybe let's start with the DAX function itself then.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you see the chat, very simple scenario, we have a country, product and sales. Okay, so now for example, there are same products being launched in different countries. Right, so that's a possible scenario and we have sales in millions, for example, 20 million, 50 million. So the business came to you and say, okay, Archana, let's build a dashboard. I want to focus on my top 2 and the bottom 2 products for each country. So the business can take some decisions, right? So that's what I want to build right now. Top 2 and the bottom 2 products from each country. And now it's your call. How are you going to visualize this information to the business? What kind of charts you're going to use? And my only condition is that you had to achieve this using a DAX function. I don't want to use the default filters what we get in Power BI, right? I want to create using DAX. Are you clear or do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, I'm clear.
Okay. Maybe if you want, you can share your screen, open a notepad, and you can start writing your query over there.
Okay. So we can rank a product by sales first.
Mm-hmm.
Then is top or bottom 2 measures we can use, like for the DEX.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, which one you will use?
Then we'll use in top or bottom 2 measures we can use, like. Just a minute, let me
now what
write
is
it.
the output of this DAX? No.
So it will divide, like it will filter out as per the rank wise and the scanning order.
So, okay, so one thing, so in the filter part you have mentioned selected country equal to earlier selected the earlier country, right?
Yeah.
Why is that required? Is there a reason you have written that? But what is the logic behind that?
The earlier function is used for DEX to reference the value of column in an outer row context.
But how is that helping in this case? But there should be some logic, right? You have written that.
Sales
What was your thought?
like sales data country and earlier sales data country ensure that the ranking is done within the context of each country. So this part of the code is crucially because it filtered the data set to only include row where the country is the same as the current rows country. So without this filter, rank X would rank all product across all countries together rather than separately for each country.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how will you implement the top 2 and bottom 2 logic then? In this case, the rank for each country would be same, right? Now, for example, for India, product A, the sales is 20. And for US, product A sales is again 20. So both are going to get the same rank 1, right? With this logic.
Yeah.
And then how are you going to implement that going forward? Top to bottom 2? Okay.
I need to write the DAX function there, another DAX function there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is the function of this dense function you are used here? The dense parameter?
Like dense parameter is used for for the to measure the performances.
Okay. So after this, you will write one more DAX with those range, right?
Yeah.
Can you give an example of that also, how you're going to use that?
Yeah. Let me write it, then I'll show it to you.
I think you can skip the bottom two, yeah. So one question, why are we using a count row function here? How is that helpful?
Count row function. So like it.
But I had to identify which product, right, is my top one, top two.
Yeah.
So how is this count of rows helping in that case? I will just get a count over here in this case as an output, right?
The count row is not directly necessary for identify the top two and the bottom two products. Instead, we can directly create measure that help us to identify the and visual the top two and bottom two product for each country. So
Okay.
we can revise
But
our
yeah,
top like dex function also, but top like count row function will calculate the top two function there.
okay, I got your approaches. Maybe I will just have one more question, maybe on the data modeling part. Okay, so I think we just have only 10 minutes left to make it quick. So if you see the chat, I have a table setup, very simple setup of e-commerce kind of a setup. Okay, so we have a user table, we have an order tables, and we have a shipment table. Okay. So in the user table, we have information about user ID, order ID, and all those addresses. And order table, we have is order ID, when the order was made, order date, order type, item, quantity, and amount, those information. And then we have shipment date, shipment table, which has shipment ID, shipment date, and everything. So now the business came to you and said, okay, a dashboard. On the front end, I need a date filter, a month year filter. Okay, and I need two bar chart. One bar chart is count of orders, and one bar chart is count of shipment. Now what I want is, if I filter for Jan 2024 from my date filter, I should count number of orders made in Jan 2024 and number of shipment made in Jan 2024. That's what I want to identify. So if I want to achieve something like that, how are you going to design the data model using these three tables? Or you can modify the model also, but how are you going to achieve it? So the point is, it's quite possible an order was made in month of Jan, but the shipment might have happened in Feb, right? In those cases, we should not consider them. We should consider only the scenario when the both shipment and order was made in Jan. Only those numbers should come up.
Then we can do the orders like we have to do into the SQL, do this on SQL, right?
Yeah, whatever you feel comfortable, yeah. You can give me the logic, you don't have to write anything, but it just, you can tell me what will be your approach. Or in Power BI, if you want to design a data model, that would be more easy.
Like when like we can use a relationship user table to order table, one to many relationship on user ID, and order table to shipment table to one to many relationship on order ID.
Okay.
And we can create a table then to handle the date filtering there.
How will you handle that?
Like,
what table will you create?
Date, month, year. So format as month, year for simplicity, and for additionally date we related to field, year, month, or etc. That way we can create and for the relationship with the table, so order table to date table. So that will be many to one relationship on order date on date table, and a shipment table to a date table, many to one relationship on that. Then for the dex measurement, we can count of orders, like count of orders. So we can we can filter out, we can create a measure, so number of count of orders
in that.
Then
sorry to interrupt. So in that case, you're joining order and shipment using order ID, right?
Yeah.
Then again, if you remember the first scenario I mentioned, right? Since the order and shipment is linked using order ID, if any shipment has happened in month of Feb also, right, that will be shown in Jan, because the shipment date is Feb in that table for that particular order, and the order date might be Jan in the order table, right? So, and since the master calendar you're linking to order table, so you will start getting wrong informations.
So for then we can create a monthly wise slicer there, or we can show the trend chart, like how many orders we have received, that will show it into that. And then for the data table, we can use a user table in the order table.
Okay.
Or for the
Yeah.
visualization, we can create the date filter. So it will be filter out the month here, or the bar chart for the count of the orders, and like count of the order and count of the shipment. Two bar chart we can create part for the count of the order and count of the shipment there. That will help.
Got it. Yeah, so maybe Ashwin, so maybe from the back end and the front end part, right? So writing SQL queries, data modeling, and also from the BI perspective, what is your preference? What do you enjoy most?
I enjoy it for the like. Can you please come again? What data modeling and
The BI part, building dashboards.
I enjoy both the part, but I like the most of the time visualization part where you can present your data and make some good visuals there out of it from the data set. So I like most prefer to the data visualization part where you can show the presentation what you have made, how it looks like, what you have designed. So that I enjoy more.
Okay. Pragya, that's it from my end. Maybe over to you. I think we're also short of time. Yeah.
Yeah, right. So I think particular role right now, uh, it's a long-term role. It's not that it will be over in some time something. So initially it will be with the data modeling part and then with the visualizations, because right now the dashboards are in ClickSense. Ultimately that has to be built in Power BI, but first the data model has to be built in Snowflakes, and that's why we have a data engineering team which is they working on the database side, but they don't know the I mean how to model the data, right? Because we are the BI team wherein we make the dashboard, so we need to provide that to them. So that is when you need to work with not just your team, with the stakeholders directly. So wherein you will have modules given to you to work on those things. I know you enjoy that visualization part, but you will not get that opportunity to do it right away, because right now it's on that stage. But definitely in our team, what how we work is, if you are assigned to a particular stakeholder, yes, that is your primary job. But whenever, based on your bandwidth, we also assign some small lead projects, ad hoc projects to take up and work. So those you can, there are a lot of visualization requests that come into our team that can be done. But then you also need to ensure that whatever you're working on, you don't communicate everything to the stakeholders, because you work part of this team.
I understand that. I have worked on the SQL and the Power BI both, so it was the question was just asked to which part you enjoy most. So I just tell enjoy. I can
No, it
work on
is
the
good.
both.
It
Yeah,
is good. It is
yeah,
good that you expressed it, because that is absolutely fine. But I also want to be transparent that
yeah,
it's not that just because you said that that is something that goes against you. It is good that you enjoy that, because you will be able to do that in the future.
yeah. Understand.
Yeah. And also you will get some projects from small projects here and there based on the bandwidth available. But that definitely when you work with not so zero, for example, I get a request something from medical team or something to talk on that, you are not supposed to communicate everything to the stakeholders. So that's what I wanted to mean. So when we work here as a team, we work on projects, but then we don't, as in, I mean, which stakeholder we work with, we need to be cognizant of the fact what we inform to which stakeholder. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think you will learn that once you join and start working. Another thing is, for this particular role, the team will be works from 12 to 8:30
Okay.
or something.
Okay.
I mean, that is not the, I mean, because it's Europe, so it's not starting from morning, but it's not helping that you have to work like that. You can work in the morning and you can finish off your work, but if there are calls, you have to attend those.
Yeah, my like most of the shifts was the UK and US shift, so I'm used to it.
Yeah, okay. So, and where are you located right now?
I'm
So in this is in Bangalore. So I know you will be working remote, but once in a while, if our stakeholders visit us, Like for example, in Europe you're working and we have our directors and the product owners who are working. If they're visiting us here in India, I might have to ask you to come down. So you should be okay with that.
Yes, I'm completely fine with that.
All right. And have you
Discussion after your confirmation, then only they are going to onboard me.
okay.
Not right now.
Okay. All right. No, all right. So what is your chance of joining? That also want to understand from you.
I can join immediately. As of now, I'm not working, so I can join immediately.
Okay. All right. Sure. I think that's about it. Anything else from your end, Jyotish?
No.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
But do you have any questions for us?
Like job role will be the SQL and the Power BI part both, and mostly into the SQL data modular part, right? Yeah, and in the last session also Varun has like clear me out for most of the JD part. This was the question, and I'll ask other question with my HR, so that would be great.
All right. Sure. All right. Thank you.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Thank you so
Thanks for your
much.
time.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.